Hi, artists. It's Caroline. Think about a street you know. Maybe it's a busy city street or a small town main street. Maybe it's somewhere you've always wanted to travel or even somewhere completely made up. Whatever you're imagining, there's something about a street lined with buildings that feels alive. Different shapes and sizes stretching into the distance, every corner telling a different story. Today, you get to decide what yours looks like. You actually already have everything you need for this project. You know how one point perspective uses a single vanishing point to create depth, like these train tracks? And you know how two-point perspective uses two vanishing points to show a corner view, like this building. By the end of this project lesson, you'll apply your choice of one-point or two-point perspective to create an original city street drawing and reflect on your process using a self-evaluation rubric. Today is all about the plan, from finding inspiration and choosing your perspective type to sketching out your scene. That way, when it's time to draw, you're ready to go. Streets look completely different depending on where you are in the world. And part of what makes this project exciting is that your city can look like anything. So let's take a look at what's out there. Maybe your street's scattered with signs, light reflecting off wet pavement, and storefronts stacked on top of each other, details layered onto every surface. Or maybe it's bold with Art Deco buildings in pastel colors, neon lights, and palm tree lined sidewalks, the kind of place that looks like it was designed to be looked at. Maybe your street has history in it. Old brick buildings with fire escapes zigzagging up the sides, stoops worn smooth by decades of foot traffic, details that create the feeling that 1,000 stories have happened on this block. Or maybe you want something that feels almost impossible, with towers of glass and steel rising into the sky, a skyline that looks like it was imagined before it was built. Or maybe none of that is for you. Maybe your street is quieter, a hardware store, a diner, a barber shop that's been there forever, an awning over a door, a hand-painted sign, low, wide storefronts. There's no wrong answer. Your street just has to feel like yours. Take a few minutes to pause the video and find one or two reference images that spark your interest. As you search, notice the details that catch your eye: a roofline shape, a fire escape, an awning over a door. Those details matter, and we'll talk about those soon. Save or print those images and come back when you're ready. Once you have a street in mind, it's time to choose your perspective. Let's break it down into two questions. Question 1. What does your scene look like? Think about where you're standing. One-point perspective puts you looking straight down the street with buildings on either side pulling toward a single point. Two-point perspective puts you at a corner with two sides of the buildings in view at once. Same city, completely different view. Does your imagined scene feel more like a head-on view or an angled one? That's your first clue. Question 2. What are your strengths? Think back on your work from the previous two lessons. Where did things feel clearest? You might choose the type that felt stronger to build on that confidence, or the one that felt harder because this project is a chance to improve. Either way, it's a decision worth making on purpose. Pause here to circle your choice of one-point or two-point perspective on your planning sheet. If you're torn, keep thinking through it as we go. Your planning sheet has a few key parts. Today we'll focus on perspective choice and thumbnail sketches, starting with a big decision. Where does your horizon line sit? A low horizon line means more sky and buildings that tower above you. Great for a tall, dramatic scene. A higher horizon line gives you more ground to work with and a wider view of the street. Think about which fits the feeling you're going for. Next, think about where your vanishing point, or points, land on your horizon. Remember, they don't have to be on the page. Vanishing points that sit farther apart tend to feel more natural, while ones placed closer together create a more dramatic, compressed look. Use your thumbnails to experiment with this placement. As you sketch, think about varying your buildings using different heights and widths. Variety can help your scene feel like a place you could actually walk into. Before you finalize your thumbnails, there's one more layer that will bring your buildings to life: architectural details. These are the specific features that turn a rectangle into a real building: windows, doors, roof lines, chimneys, steps, awnings. These give buildings character and make a scene feel like an actual place, not just a collection of shapes. Look back at your reference images. What details stand out? Your planning sheet has a spot to note 2 or 3 you'd like to include. One more note for this project: pick one type of perspective and apply it consistently to all your buildings. Mixing both will make your drawing much harder to control. Before you get started on your drawing, let's talk about how your work will be evaluated. Knowing what you're working toward helps you make more intentional decisions when planning. Your self-evaluation rubric has 5 categories. Project goals. Did you apply one-point perspective consistently throughout your drawing? Composition and space. Did you vary your buildings thoughtfully and create a scene that feels like a real place? Skill growth. Did you grow in your use of perspective techniques, including architectural details? Craftsmanship. Are your lines clean and intentional, with careful attention to how details follow perspective rules? And creativity and effort. Did you make intentional choices about your scene, your perspective type, and the details you included? You'll also complete a written reflection. Think about what you're most proud of, how you grew as an artist, what challenged you, and the artistic decisions you made throughout the project. Next time, you'll have 2 demonstration videos, one for 1-point perspective and one for 2-point. In each, Maddie will demonstrate the full drawing process, from setting up your horizon line and vanishing points to drawing your buildings and adding architectural details. From there, you can use the information to create your drawing based on the type of perspective you prefer. In the meantime, work on your planning sheet and keep those reference images close. I'll see you later. Hey, hey.